Apologize, everyone. I was overcome with emotion, as I'm sure you are, for the return of our beloved monster handler Tyson.
I'm finally back! Yay!
You're back. All it took was some weird experimental technology developed by a colossal mastermind in the confines of a parallel timeline where elemental instability is not a concern at all. That's all it took, right?
And I'm here, baby.
And now he's back. So you have to you have to forgive us.
And Monster Matt, thank you for keeping our body, nice and healthy while I was there.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Only at the end there did I really start to realize exactly what was going on. as my fellow monster handlers will attest to, I just thought for a while I was just feeling sort of not like myself, bizarre. But then we figured out that yes, you were in fact a passenger inside my corporeal form, and then we had to extricate you.
Yes, and again, it was a nice little vacation, but we're back.
And we were struggling with how we were going to accomplish it, but then of course an update like version 4.7
the timing was perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. It all worked out.
It's going to work out perfectly. Okay, so now
months of teasing this hand, and then it turns out just to be epic tongue prey.
It looked like that for just a hot second, didn't it? But then we moved inside the workshop. We saw that those spirit hands of Zarois were snaking through and taking the whales to parts unknown. But then we realized, of course, that they were en route to a mysterious destination, a brand new creation of Zarois. It manifested this huge, colossal hand, and it broke through.
Yeah, it broke through like the fabric of time and space.
It broke through the permeable membrane between timelines, and this is written about in the bio for Plasma Islet.
Do tell.
It's the fact that the formation of the mirror magical islands left that membrane porous and kind of, a little less structurally sound than before. And that's why you could see Zaroi's hand coming through there at the end of our trailer for version 4.6 when we debuted, version 4.5 when we debuted the Titan Soul.
Yes.
So it's been in the works for a while, and we've wanted to make sure that we left that breadcrumb trail for y'all so that you'd know that we had something very special and exciting. And cells are also a thing in medicine.
Oh, really? Okay.
And so because we're talking about Zaroi's body, we thought that it was particularly fitting that these were like extensions of Zaroi's consciousness that the Colossal themselves were forming in the mirror timeline.
So calling them islets is very fitting.
Well, and we wanted to make sure that we could refer to them as ethereal islets because, of course, we already have ethereal island.
True.
So we needed a new term to make sure that we but actually, where Zaroi has broken through is into the mirror timeline, so it's actually on the mirror map.
Yes,
that's where you can find it. So if you've downloaded the update and you're looking, you're going, where is it? Where is it? That's where it is. So, of the primordials. Now, of course, the primordials are a group of 5 monsters, and the community, if you've been paying attention these last couple of years, know the names and identities of these other 4, but they don't know which islets they're going to be associated with, because before now, Loeb, much like the others like Droa and Tunafor and Bogle and Fandel, were elemental-less. They were unaffiliated. They were just early drafts. We didn't know much about them. So we'll have to see in the future, as more ethereal islets are discovered, which of those primordial early drafts find their way into each of the ethereal islets.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see.
Find their way into each of the ethereal islets.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see what everyone predicts, and then see if
if that actually comes to pass. And I would caution folks, because I know that they've already started theorizing about it since Saturday. And maybe you're in for a surprise. Maybe things won't actually go through the way that you're expecting. So keep an open mind, because remember, this is the genius and madness of Zaroi working to bring these wild and fantastical creations to life. So make sure that you stay tuned as the other ethereal islets. But I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, because of course the arrival of Plasma Islet is a momentous occasion.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'd have to return to the original concept art of fung prey when we were bringing this monster to life. And its bio has some interesting things to share, and who knows, maybe there's an opportunity to learn a little bit more about it in the coming days. I don't know. So you have to stay tuned, I guess. So keep an eye out for that.
I want to add a fun little behind-the-scenes freak out I had. I forgot the Epic Fung Prey was based off the concept art.
Yes.
So someone had put the concept art in a thumbnail for a theory video one time, like predicting before it's released. And I was like, everybody, ah! And then
what happened? Do we have a mole?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it you, Bort? Bort, is it you? I've got my eye on you. Islands on Weblin nor Celestial Island because, of course, neither of those islands sort of have a home main structure that can be used. I wonder how we're going to solve that problem. Anyway, we'll get to that in the future. But now we hope that is that what I was inspired by? Now a little Easter egg here that some folks may have seen, but as part of version 4.7 launch, that particular obstacle decoration is available for a limited time to go and collect on your Ethereal Island. So if you don't have one and you feel like celebrating Loeb and all of its splendor, it's available just for a limited time. So you heard it here first. You can go and find it and check it out in Ethereal Island.
Beautiful.
Islands. Now, notably, something interesting about this, it says, for all monsters of its rarity. Now, it's just common monsters that are currently available on Plasma Islet, but of course, several of those monsters have had both rare and epic forms discovered elsewhere in the monster world. Could that possibly mean that there are rare and epic primordials one day?
Are you?
No. Yes. Maybe. Yes. No. Maybe. Who knows? Yes. Well, who knows?
Find out.
Maybe.
So, monsters arrive on Ethereal Islets. They and their monster likes won't be affected by your common Loeb. Only the presence of a theoretical rare Loeb would influence their monster likes and project the monster happiness. So,
hypothetically,
that's something to worry about in the far distant, far-flung future. But something to keep in mind right now. And then the final thing is that each Ethereal Islet can only have one primordial monster. All of the energy that Zaroe has spent making sure that this is a viable outcome, viable product. This monster as an outcome of long-held dreams and hopes and sincere wishes, etc., etc. It's all converged in this one specimen.
All been
so
spent.
You can't have multiple primordials. There's just the one that you can have.
All right.
Nice.
Is that the Aurora Borealis?
No. No. It's the Aurora Etherealis, I guess, because, well, actually, I mean, so this is the mirror timeline, but the swirling Zaroe colossal energies around the islet sort of lend the area a distinctly ethereal sort of vibe.
Cool.
So, or that kind of thing. So you can expect that other ethereal islets may also be
a little different.
Novel shapes in their.
Let's not hope they high five each other, because
no, I think that would be quite devastating for the native island populations. No, Zaroe is interested in fostering life and in advancement, so it wouldn't do anything quite so disconcerting. So, of the Ethereal Workshop. So, Socks sounds particularly great on Plasma Islet, I think, because it's a live performance. Played. And you know what? You know of the guide if you're on mobile, and then the help menu is available for you if you're on Steam. We're still working, if you're wondering, on bringing those handy-dandy visual guides to Steam. We're in the process of working on it. We're expecting it out later this year. So stay tuned for that. But another thing that you can stay tuned for, of course, is a special video that we've got lined up for later this week. That's a little bit of a peek behind the curtain.
Maybe a little behind the scenes.
A little behind the scenes of the making of Plasma Islet, and specifically the creation, the making of Loeb. So, very exciting times to be Mr. Handlers. Have you forgotten all about Titan Souls? Have you forgotten all about paranormal?
Oh, right, those.
No, we have not. But as I mentioned on an earlier live stream, could have been on an update showcase, could have been on a My Sing Monsters Live, I don't remember. But Titan Souls specifically are these like Wubbox level events. You've heard of Avengers level threats. These are Wubbox level events.
Yes.
They are going to be big momentous occasions. They're not going to come every month. They're not going to arrive the next time we see you. There's going to be a little bit of time. And of course, we're working on lots of exciting other things in the meantime. If these last couple of months have been any sort of indication of the future path, there will never be just one thing that the monster handlers are discovering and working on. There will be multiple tracks at any given moment.
It's keeping us busy. It's keeping us busy.
It's keeping us very busy. But like we said before, stay tuned later this week for a quick behind-the-scenes look of the making of Lobe coming to our YouTube channel very, very soon. There might also be some other more in-depth looks at a couple of the new monsters in this update, which you should be looking for on our YouTube and other social media channels in the future. So stay tuned for that. And like I said before, sort of give you a taste test here, show you all that there is to do. There's on your mini mine.
Yes, tell me.
And the timer on your collect all. That it was previously a 24-hour timer.
Right.
We have reduced this to a 23-hour timer. And the reason that we've done so is so that we don't have playtime creep. That is to say, as you're waiting for the 24 hours to be done and you log in, you're going to eventually, over time, creep a little further forward, eventually. But now that it's on this 23-hour timer, for those folks in the Handler Helper community who like to play around the same time each day, maybe on their commute, maybe on a specific break from work, now you should be able to log in and make sure that you never miss those daily routine collections of your limited collect all and your mini mine collections. So, just a little